Guys, you can also join us in Facebook and also in WhatsApp. So if you have any doubts regarding any topic, you can ask me over there. So the link will be given in the description box. And for clear notes on my topics, please you can check my link www.biomedhistory.com, and the link will be given in the description box.
Hi friends, my name is PHANINDRA. So in this video let us discuss about trichinosis. So trichinosis is a disease which is mainly caused by a parasite known as roundworm. And roundworm, it is a common name, and the scientific name of roundworm is Trichinella Spiralis. So this roundworm comes under the classification of nematode. It comes under the classification of nematode. And the disease, there is nothing but the disease which is mainly caused by the roundworm is known as trichinosis. And in this video I am going to explain you about the life cycle, structure, symptoms and diagnosis treatment which is given for the person who is infected with this type of disease known as trichinosis. And this trichinosis disease was discovered by a scientist known as Joseph Mellick Lady. So now let us see the structure of roundworm. And structure of the roundworm, it is differentiated into both male worm as well as the female worm. That is nothing but it is bisexual. So now let us see the structure of male worm as well as the female worm. So coming into the structure, I have said you that it is bisexual. That is nothing but it consists of male roundworm as well as female roundworm. So this is the male roundworm and this is the female roundworm. Okay. So coming to the male roundworm, and if you see what is the main difference between male roundworm as well as the female roundworm? Male roundworm consists of testes, but female roundworm it consists of ovaries, right? So this part is known as testis. I have written here, and this part is known as ovary, right? See if you see here. And right, so in the male roundworm, in the part of the testis, there is a presence of sperm duct. So if you see here, this is a sperm duct. So in the sperm duct, what happens is the formation of sperms takes place. But whereas if you see in the case of female roundworm, if you see in the ovaries, so within the ovary, formation of eggs takes place, and the eggs which are mainly formed in that ovary will be sent to the uterus. Below I have written here uterus, right? So this is the part of uterus, and if you see the uterus part, there are eggs which has been laid over in the uterus, and from the uterus it comes out through the anus. Okay, so let us see the structure of the male roundworm as well as the female roundworm. And in the case of male roundworm, the diameter is 2 to 4 millimeters, but if you see in the case of length, 15 to 17 centimeters, and the posterior end is curved. If you see here in the posterior end, it is curved. But if you see in the case of female roundworm, the diameter is 3 to 6 millimeter and the length is 20 to 25 centimeters, and the posterior end is straight and pointed, right? If you see, this is the part of anus. I forgot to write there. If you see here, this is the part of the anus, and in the part of the anus it has pointed end. So the posterior end of female roundworm is straight, posterior, pointed end. So now let us see the life cycle. So now let us discuss about the life cycle. So normally life cycle can be seen in pigs, rats and rodents, and also in the humans. So firstly I will explain you the life cycle in humans, and then after the completion of the life cycle in these humans, then I will explain you about the life cycle which can be seen in pigs also. So firstly, the life cycle of these humans begins with infected beef. So this is the infected beef, right? And within this infected beef, what is the meaning of this infected? Infected means it consists of trichinella cysts, right? It consists of the cysts of trichinella. And this not only the beef, if you take, for example, if you take pork, so this pork and beef will be intake by the humans, will be ingested into the humans, and from the mouth, this infected beef, from the mouth it enters into the stomach. We all know that stomach consists of gastric juices, pepsins. So these pepsin and gastric juices are very much powerful, right? Which are mainly present in the stomach. So within the stomach, what happens? The larvae are released out. See there, I have written there, larvae are released out within the stomach due to the exposure with gastric juices and pepsin. The cyst will be burst out, and the larva from that cyst comes out, right? So firstly the infected beef or the pork will be intaken by the human, and from the mouth it enters into the stomach. Within the stomach there are many gastric juices and pepsin are present in the stomach. So due to the exposure of that gastric juices and pepsin, the cyst will be break down and the releasing of larva takes place within the stomach itself. And from the stomach it enters the larvae. The larvae will enter into the bowel mucosa. It enters into the bowel mucosa. So within the bowel mucosa, it enters within 2 weeks. It enters into the 2 weeks. So what is the lifespan of this larvae? The lifespan of the larvae will be 6 weeks. 6 weeks. Okay. So within the 2 weeks, this larvae which is present in this bowel mucosa will get into adult worm, will transform into adult worm within 2 weeks. Okay. So within 2 weeks, the larva which is mainly present in this bowel mucosa will get into the adult stage, will transform into the adult stage. So adult worm, adult stage is nothing but where it has a capacity to undergo copulation. Copulation is nothing but mating, right? So interaction is that is nothing but interaction between male and female. So if you see here, copulation takes place. This is copulation. So male and female worm undergoes copulation and mainly releases larvae. Many larvae, okay? Up to 1500 larvae will be released by the female worm. Female releases larvae. How many larvae? 1500 larvae will be released. And this copulation, when this copulation takes place, when this worms gets transformed into adult worm, so within 1 week itself, the both male worm and female worm undergoes copulation. That is nothing but the sperms which are mainly present in the testes will enter into the ovaries of the female worm. In such a way, the copulation takes place. So due to the copulation, the larvae will be released by the female worm. Okay, and right after the copulation, the larvae will be released, right, and that larvae will enter into the striated muscles. So encystment takes place within the striated muscles. Striated muscles. So what is the lifespan of that encystment? The lifespan of that encystment will be 4 to 5 weeks. So within the 4 to 5 weeks, the larvae which enters into the striated muscles undergoes encystation. So after the process of the encystation, the larvae will transform into encysted larvae. The larvae will be transformed into encysted larvae after the process of encystation. And what is the duration of that encystation is 4 to 5 weeks. Okay, within 4 to 5 weeks, it enters into the stage of encysted larvae, and that encysted larvae will enter into the rats or else rodents. Rodents are nothing but it is animals which consists of, for example, if you take mammals, okay, comes under the rodents, and these rats and rodents will be consumed by the pigs, and in the pigs also the life cycle of this trichinella happens, and that pigs will be again consumed by these humans, okay, in the form of beef or else in the form of pork. So now let us discuss about the life cycle in pigs. So this is a pig, and pigs consist of parts like intestine, small intestine, right? So normally the striated muscles which was affected within the men, which was affected in the humans, will be consumed by the pig, right? And then the striated muscle consists of cyst, right? And the cyst will enter into the pig, and finally from the mouth of the pig it enters into the small intestine. So this is the small intestine. So within the small intestine, what happens? The larvae which is present in the small intestine undergoes copulation. Both male larvae as well as the female larvae undergoes copulation. So what is meant by copulation? Copulation is nothing but interaction between male worm as well as the female worm. So that is nothing but the sperms which are mainly released by the testes will enter into the female worm within the ovary. Then the formation of egg takes place, and the cyst which is mainly released will enter into the bloodstream. So this is the bloodstream, right? Normally the larvae will be released by the female worm after copulation, and that larvae will enter into the bloodstream. So this is the bloodstream. So after in this bloodstream only encystment process takes place. Encystment process is nothing but the larvae stage, which is in the larvae stage, will enter into the encysted larva. Will enter into the stage of encysted larva. So larvae which is in the normal larvae, which is in a small stage, will enter into the matured stage. That is nothing but it enters into the next stage of encysted larva by the process known as encystment. And then the pig dies. So when this pig dies, the pig will be eaten by this man, by the humans, right? And then the life cycle of humans takes place, where I have explained you before, right? And within the life cycle, what I have explained, finally what happens, the striated muscle will be affected, and that affected striated muscle will be consumed by the pig again. And again the small intestine, within the small intestine, again the copulation of male worm as well as the female worm takes place within the pig, and after the small intestine it enters into the bloodstream within the pig. Which one? Larvae will enter into the bloodstream, newly born larvae. Okay, and then within the bloodstream encystment process takes place, and after the encystment process takes place, the pig again gets died. Okay, after the death of the pig will be again consumed by the man, and again the life cycle process of the man will be takes place, which I have explained to you before, and then it will again consumed by the pigs. The striated muscles which was affected within the humans in the life cycle, which I have explained to you about before, will enter into the again the pig, and total life cycle process takes place within the pig and also in the humans. So normally in the I have forgotten to say you one point in the life cycle of human. That is nothing but normally in some cases migration of that this larvae, migration of that larvae will enters into some other tissues, but in the life cycle what I have explained to you about, it enters into the striated muscles. So not only in the striated muscles, it enters into the some other tissues. That is nothing but it enters into some other organs also, but it can be seen in the rare cases. In some cases only we can see that, but in the most of the cases the larvae will enter into the striated muscles itself. So when this enters into the other tissues, which one? This larvae will enter into the other organs or other tissues. Then what happens? Encephalitis process encephalitis disease takes place. Encephalitis is nothing but it is a disease which can be affected with the brain. Inflammation of the brain takes place. When this disease occurs, when this larvae enter into the other tissues except striated muscles. So when this enter into the striated muscles, then the life cycle will be again begins. So this is about the life cycle within the pig as well as the humans. So now let us discuss about the symptoms for the person who is infected with this type of disease called as trichinosis. So now let us discuss about the trichinosis symptoms for the person who is infected with this type of disease known as trichinosis. And normally the first symptom is traumatic damage in intestine. There is nothing but you will feel pain or else you will feel disturbed within the intestine. The sensation like you can't able to eat properly. And second one is nausea, and this nausea is nothing but sensation feeling of like getting vomitings. Okay, and third one is vomitings. Fourth one is diarrhea. So diarrhea, and fifth one is sweating, and sixth one is weak pulse, and seventh one is BP, that is nothing but blood pressure. Eighth one is heart damage. Ninth one is muscular pain, difficult to breathe, nervous disorders, and nervous disorders are nothing but ataxia, paralysis, sclerosis, dysautonomia, carpal tunnel syndrome, and etc. There are many nervous disorders which can be seen in the person who is infected with this type of disease. And 12th one is kidney malfunction. That is nothing but stones occurs in the kidneys, or else there is slightly damage within the kidneys itself. No proper puring of water takes place within the kidneys. And 13th one is fainting, where you feel unconsciousness. And coming to the fourth one, dizziness. Dizziness is nothing but feeling ill. So now let us see the diagnosis. So now let us discuss about the diagnosis and treatment for the person who is infected by this type of disease known as trichinosis. So first one is detection of antibodies. So normally antibodies, there are several types of antibodies like IgG, IgA, IgM, IgE and IgD. So this type of disease can be affected only in the type of antibody like IgG. So detection of this IgG antibodies takes place within that. By this is one of the diagnostic test. And second one is ELISA test, IFA test, blood test and muscle biopsy. So blood test is nothing but when you consult a doctor, he will take a blood samples. He will take our blood samples. That is nothing but who is infected with this type of disease. He will take his blood samples and he will keep that blood under the microscope, and he will check that whether there is a presence of this larvae or not. Okay, which larvae? Trichinella larvae. Whether there is a presence of trichinella larvae within the blood or not, he will check. That is nothing but there is a blood test. And coming to the muscle biopsy, when you consult a doctor, he will take a little bit part of our muscle from the body, and he will keep that muscle under the presence of microscope, and from the microscope he will check that whether there is a presence of this larvae or not within the muscle. That is nothing but muscle biopsy. Coming to the treatment, first one is albendazole, mebendazole, corticosteroids and pain relievers. Corticosteroids, when you consult a doctor, normally this trichinosis disease can be seen in the allergic reactions case also. So when this allergic reactions takes place, then then the doctor will consult us to consume corticosteroids, okay, and he will also give pain relievers also. So this is about the structure, life cycle, as well as the diagnosis, treatment and the symptoms of the person who is infected with this type of disease known as trichinosis. So thank you for watching this video, guys. If you like this video, please do like and subscribe, and if you have any doubts regarding this video, please comment in the comment box. I will clarify your doubts immediately. Thank you.